Hello everybody, Verity here, back again with you from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator working in the UK. So today I'm going to make you a card using the Magical Mermaid stamp set. Okay, she's going to be the main focal image and I'm going to build a background with some of the other images. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So that's that. It's a cling stamp set. I've picked out a kind of a very watery and sea-like colour combination. So there's Pool Party, Granny Apple Green, Shaded Spruce, Bermuda Bay and Blueberry Bushel. Okay, so Blueberry Bushel is one of the retiring in colours, so that's only going to be available until the end of May, beginning of June, or while stocks last. And then I've already prepared some of the card already, simply because I think it's very interesting for you to see me cutting lots of layers. But I'm going to use almost completely, I've only got one piece left now. I'm going to use up some of this Blueberry Bushel cardstock for the card base, so scored and folded. Some Bermuda Bay, so this actually measures 3 3/4 by 5.5 inches. That's slightly smaller than the card layers I would normally use, so we've got a bigger border for the to show the blue in the background. And then I've cut that slightly, the Whisper White layer slightly smaller, so that's 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. So we're going to get a nice subtle border around there. And I've already gone ahead and stamped and coloured my mermaid, who is going to sit something like there off to one side, so I can sort of do a bit of interest on the background. And stamp my sentiment and things. So I did a video yesterday with some blends, and the camera's a bit far away for you to really see what I'm doing, so I just decided to go ahead and do this ahead of time, and I'll see if I can get a different setup so that I can actually show you how I do my colouring with the stamping blends. But just to let you know, the hair I opted for, I actually used light pumpkin pie and light Cajun craze to get the depth on the hair, a bit of ivory and petal pink for the skin tone, and then the tail's been blended in with the dark and light Bermuda Bay into the dark light Pool Party, same with the fin tail. And then I went around the entire edge with the light Pool Party marker, just to sort of give her a kind of watery sort of background. That's not going to focus. There it is. Okay, so she's very pretty. Very pretty. Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to add some I think I might add a bit of Wink of Stella to her actually, because she'll be nice and shimmery the water. Let's just add that to that main tail portion. Now, will the camera? There you are. You get the gist. That's very shimmery compared to the rest. Okay. Lovely, lovely. Surprise, surprise, she might end up on dimensionals. Because it wouldn't be a Verity card without dimensionals. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. But what I want to focus on is this layer here. Let's just put the other bits to one side for the moment. Turn that over, and I'm going to bring in some scrap grid paper here. I'm going to use the Pool Party ink. I'm going to use one of these makeup brushes. Now you may have seen other people using these to do some ink blending. They are not a Stampin' Up product, We don't carry any blending brushes per se. We use the sponges, which I've used in other videos, but they're really good for laying down quite heavy colour. In my opinion, whether I'm just heavy-handed or what. But I saw these being used, and I thought, that might be a nice way to go. And it does help you, just for us heavy-handed lot, a little bit more control, so you can build up the colour. So this is Pool Party, and you may have seen there that I was sort of stroking across the ink pad to pick up some ink, and I was sort of blotting it off, but it is quite a pale colour, so I'm going to be a little braver and start adding that to the card. And I'm not particularly going for like a smooth blend. I want it to look like there's a current almost in the water, and it would be swirling around a little bit. Right. Oh, you can see on the camera. So I'm just sort of doing little X sort of shapes just to make it, and it's sort of darker on the edges and where it overlaps. I just want to add a bit of something to the background, and I think I might bring in just a smidge of the Bermuda Bay as well. Now, Bermuda Bay is a lot darker, so yeah, I'm going to be a little cautious with how much I put in on here, and I might just bring that in at the edges here. Oh, might be able to be a bit braver. So I've brought that in towards the bottom of that part, so I thought I might bring it in along the top of this bit. Like I said, it's not the intention to get a smooth look, but just to add some interest to what otherwise would have been quite a plain background. I think I might stop there, see how it looks, see whether I want to add it. Oh, I still want the Bermuda Bay. Actually, no, I'll stamp the weeds and things first. So there's this nice sort of seaweed image, and that's why I've picked out the Granny Apple Green and the shaded spruce, so I can add a bit of that variation to the background, rather than just using one shade. So light tapping across the ink pad, and it's a tall image, which means you don't have to start high up, you could start lower down and get different height. Making sure that bottom edge stamps off slightly off the edge, so it looks a little more boo-boo, but we're probably going to cover that up anyway. Don't press too hard. And we're going to take this one right over the edge, so it's just peeking out over the edge. I'm just going to give that a quick scrub off. And do a couple in shaded spruce. Beautiful green this is. it was a very nice addition to the Stampin' colour family. When it was introduced a couple of years ago, really filled the gap in the palette. Don't particularly want it to look stripy as such, but as in alternating the colours, but I think that looks okay. It's probably a bit hard to tell while I've got all the scrap underneath. Let's get rid of that. Okay, I think that's shaping up okay. So, and like I say, she's going to go off to one side, so there's a bit of interest at the bottom and at the sides. I'm going to add, there's some sort of bubble speckles texture that we can add, so we want a little bit maybe over here, or maybe peeking out behind there, so we'll do that as well. Light tapping. Won't matter if it overlaps those seaweeds at all. There we go. So that's built a nice background. Yes, happy with that. Okay, let's start putting some things together then. So I'm going to stick that to this Bermuda Bay piece. Just use some snail. So with these larger panels, I tend to go around the four edges and then put a couple of stripes in the middle just to make sure that there's no lifting. It shouldn't do, but you don't want your card falling apart. Just laying that down, press down firmly, and that will be on. And I was umming and ahhing with the idea of adding some tulle across. I was thinking of doing it that way. I love this polka dot tulle ribbon. This is carrying over, and I'm so pleased because it's white, so it will go with anything, and it just gives a bit of something when you don't necessarily want a heavy bow or anything. It's really, really nice. It's good for wrapping as well. It makes a really nice wrap for things. But because it's sort of looks like bubbles, I thought it might also add some extra detail. Just a little bit of something and a bit of texture. Okay, yeah. So let's do that. Right, let's lay down the ribbon. It was about there. Where did my glue go? There it is. It is a little bit on this, a little bit stretchy as well, but so it goes across. Yep, it's nice. Just gonna take away that excess. go, and oh, wasn't ready to go down then, so until you press firmly you've got a chance to lift it up if you don't think it's quite straight. Okay, yeah, that's it. Press down that firmly, and of course let's add some dimensionals to this young lady. I think I'll put a couple in the middle to support the middle. Peel these backs off, nice and easy. I do love these, they're brilliant. Right, let's put her somewhere there. There we are, that's nice. So I'm just going to add a sentiment now. So I am going to use Blueberry Bushel ink for this. There's a couple of really nice sentiments. So I've gone with Have a Magical Birthday. Light tapping. Just a scrap of Whisper White here. I'm going to punch this out. It's a beautiful colour, Blueberry Bushel, really nice shade of blue, really nice. This is the Timeless tag, Timeless something, Timeless label maybe. So this is staying in the catalogue and carrying over. So just centering that in the middle there. So that shape has a really nice straight edge. It's quite easy to line up your sentiments with that nice straight edge. And I think that looks nice there. So I'm just going to put a bit of tape behind this bit, which is already raised up on here, and then stick a dimensional on that side just so that it's even. Just a little bit lower there. Yeah. I think when things overlap slightly, they just look a little more natural. Okay. There we go. Really nice. Really like that. So you know the drill. If you like this, I'd appreciate some likes and thumbs up and whatever it is. So click and subscribe if you fancy. And then there's the bell button if you want to be notified when I post a video. There will be a link in the description box to the corresponding blog post, which will have links to all the items used to make the card, which will then take you to my online shop, and you can put things straight into your basket if you so wish. Really appreciate you guys stopping by today. Hope you've enjoyed the card, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, bye.